Hey VC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, then simply welcome. That photo that you just saw, that is the finished product from the poster that I purchased in New Milford, Connecticut a couple of weeks back, Columbus Day weekend. I was fortunate enough to be at a yard sale this past weekend, and I bought a long frame for it, and it seemed to fit very nicely. So I think it looks great. I was gonna hang it up, and then I got a call from a buddy of mine who is completely and totally insane. But that's true for a lot of our friends, I'm guessing. But he called me up and he said, "Hey, I'm coming up." He lives in South Carolina, and he's a record trader, not necessarily a record collector. And he's like, "Hey, listen, I just made a huge purchase. I got a bunch of blues, I got a bunch of jazz, all really good stuff. I'm coming up with my box truck in a couple of weeks." He goes, "Don't do anything with that poster. I'm looking to trade it." So we'll see what happens. If he really does have what he claims to have, then I'd be open to trading it. But it's really got to be something that really knocks me off my feet. So moving on. Today is the 25th of October. It is Monday. So happy beginning of the work week to everyone. Hopefully you had a really nice start to your work week. And if you're watching this a day other than today, well, I hope you had a great day. So first record I'm going to show is one I picked up a week ago. And in honor of Jay Black from Jade Americans, who just passed away Friday. Actually, I have them on the stereo right now, but I also picked this up last week, as luck would have it, which is Jay and the Americans' Blockbuster. This album, as you can tell from the sticker, contains the hit song Caramia. Actually, the cover is in really good shape, other than the fact that the sticker is adhered to and the guy's name is right there. But other than that, the cover is really pretty solid. It's tight. There's not a whole lot of there's no flake actually along the coverway. Jay and the Americans have always been one of my favorite 60s pop bands. And if you're a vinyl member who's a vinyl community member who's a little older, you kind of remember how many hits Jay and the Americans actually had. This is on the United Artists album, and it's really nice and clean, and it plays fantastic. I don't recall where I purchased this. I know I purchased it last week, but honestly, there was so many things I bought last week that I don't recall if this was at a yard sale or at a flea market or who knows. Nonetheless, I bought that. And today I was at went to see a gentleman who I had bought tremendous volume of baseball cards from about a week ago. And he said, "Luke, I got some records too. I can't get to them now, but when you come back next week to pick up the rest of these baseball cards," guys, there was cases upon cases upon cases of baseball cards. Mostly junk wax era boxes, but still boxes upon boxes upon boxes. So I went back today and I got the rest of the baseball cards, and then he pulled out these records. And I bought the whole stack. He had maybe, I don't know, altogether maybe at 75, of which 30 is what I'm holding on to, and out of that 30, I think I'm going to keep maybe 2 and sell the rest. But one of the ones that I'm gonna keep, which is kind of cool, is this little box set here. This is from 1969, and it's a 3-record box set. See if you can see that clearly. And I'd never seen this before, and it's the Steve Miller Band Sailor, the band, the music from the Big Pink and Quicksilver Messenger Service, self-titled, and it is 1969 Capitol, and it's a trifold book form. And each one of these albums is part of the Capitol program unto itself, and the records need to be cleaned, but you can see that they were pretty well maintained. So this was a purchase that I made today, and I'm gonna be keeping this. This is gonna go into my personal collection in my box set stuff, only because it's really kind of cool, and I don't have it, so this was cool, and I was gonna grab that. Up next is, God, it's a guilty pleasure. This is Dorian Duan. Now, this is self-titled. I bought this weekend between my daughter's games. She was up in, she had a hockey tournament in Tiverton, Rhode Island. And Mike, I'm sorry, I was gonna hit you up, but it was just such a crazy weekend, and her game times were scattered, so I didn't think it was gonna be a possibility. But nonetheless, between games, there happened to be a flea market right down the block, so I went and took a look, and I found a couple of albums, just two, but I'm gonna show them. This is a guilty pleasure song. This is Duran Duran, self-titled. Now this is the 81 on Harvest. And I bought this because of the song Planet Earth. And it has, I mean, it's got Planet Earth, there, Girls on Film, and Friends of Mine in Tel Aviv. Now, this one, like I said, I bought it because I remembered the song Planet Earth when I was just out of high school, and I was in Europe, and I don't recall where I saw it in Europe, but it was on a video, and it was like this really terrible cheesy video, but it was you know, it was so cheesy and so bad that it was good. And the song has a nice hook to it, you know, and it's got that same very now, you know, recognizable new wave rhythm and beat to it. So I bought this weekend, and it's actually in really good shape. Again, this is on Harvest. And so I haven't seen a lot of this album, and I'm again not a huge Duran Duran fan, but this album, because of the song Planet Earth, it's just a guilty pleasure album. So I got that. Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust, contains, of course, Beds Are Burning, Gatefold. You know, the cover is in great shape, other than the fact that it's got, you know, the price sticker here and guy's initials in the back, but the record's in really solid condition, and it plays well. And this was missing from my collection. I have the 45 of Beds Are Burning, but it's just a great song, and it's so impactful. In case you don't know what the song is about, it's about the native Aborigines in Australia, and kind of like what the Aussies, from what I understand, I don't know Australian history, but from what I understand, it's kind of what we did to the Native Americans, they did to the Aborigines. So it's a song which lends a lot of social import to it, and it's really cool every now and again to just, you know, and it's got such a great hook. I mean, it's just a really cool song. So, and it was very inexpensive. This guy's, you know, and he was up front. He was like, I don't know, records for me, I don't want them, I hate them. So, you know, he goes, my buddy always tells me, you know how much that's worth? And I'm like, yeah, great. So I'll give it to you for $1 or $2. And that's what he sold it to me for. I mean, he sold to me both albums for $3. I was like, yes, sir, thank you. And then the last two, one from a couple of weeks back, and another one from today. This is Fleetwood Mac, Then Play On. This is the UK press. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 77 reissue of this album. And it's really in very good condition. I didn't have a UK pressing of it. Record's in good condition, as is typical with a lot of the UK stuff. It's got a paper sleeve. But the paper sleeve, which is a flat black paper sleeve in UK stuff, almost inevitably spells a ridiculous quantity of ringwear. That's not the case on this particular record. The record was very well kept. This came from a record store on the North Fork of Long Island. Not the North Fork, I'm sorry, the North Shore of Long Island. The guy I know bought out, after the record store went out of business, he bought a bunch of stuff from the owner. And this is going back a couple of years, and then he's kind of been farming out the stuff he doesn't want over the course of the past few years. And so he hit me up, and I said, yeah, let me go take a look. And this was one of the things, and I grabbed it because I just like it. It's a UK pressing of a Fleetwood Mac album that happened to be missing from my collection. So I like it, and hopefully you do too. And then concluding with another one from today's purchase. This was the same person I bought the Trifold Steve Miller, the band, and Quicksilver from. And this is The Dead. What a long, strange trip it's been. Gatefold. This is in actually really, really good condition. Right on the record, so I guess technically it's not truly a hype sticker. I was actually corrected by someone on eBay, which is fine, but a little bit over the top. It's like, that's really not a hype sticker. A hype sticker is technically only on the, and I'm like, okay, I think we're getting a little bit lost in the thicket here, but that's okay. Nonetheless, this is the double album. Good condition. The records are pretty solid. They do need to be cleaned, but overall in really, really strong condition. So that's it for this week. Now next week, I got a buddy of mine who's called me up, or actually sent me a text, and he's like, hey man, I got a bunch of 45s. I want to give them to you so you can do them for your next video. Unfortunately, this weekend we just couldn't catch up, mostly because I was away and I didn't get back until late yesterday afternoon. And I know he was working today, and I wanted to get this video done this afternoon. So I'm going to catch up with him next week. I'm trying to coax him and another buddy of mine who's another record collector to do a video together. Maybe this winter, after my one friend actually retires from his job in the Postal Service. We can sit down and do it. Right now, trying to get the three of us together for anything that's at all, it takes ridiculous quantities of planning, because one or three or all of us are usually working or doing something. So that's it for this week. As always, if you like my channel, please subscribe. I will subscribe in kind. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. I enjoy the interplay going back and forth. And finally, hit the like button. I mean, it makes me feel better. Anyway, have a great week, all. Enjoy the rest of the week or the rest of the day, or whatever day you happen to be watching this. Enjoy it. Have a great day. Cheers.